Okay, hello everybody. This is Skelly. I'm gonna be running the Open Placement Seed for Mentor Tournament 2025. Um, and kind of talk about my thoughts throughout the seed and how I would play it. For disclosure, I have not seen any of the times for this, even though I'm a moderator. I'm outing myself as being a bad moderator. I haven't seen anybody's times. I don't know anything about the seed. I just know it's open mode. Um, and I'm gonna route this, playing it like a placement seed, I guess, or like a qualifier or like a big group race, as opposed to like a 1v1 race. So what that means is I'm gonna try to emphasize just making very solid choices, try to execute well and not take any big risks, because I want to get a time that's like good, but not necessarily gonna be better than literally everyone else. Because if that's your strategy, you gotta kind of make bigger risks that are more likely to bite you. So I'm just gonna try to make good choices and get a decent time. So without further ado, let's go. For open mode, I always do this start. I go to Sank. Okay, Pearl. And then I head toward Lumberjack and I do a tier 1 pull. And I also like to do a tier 2 pull, because I really just want resources like bombs or rupees as soon as possible. And let's also not delay this map check any further. Okay, so green pendant eastern, bad pendant desert, blue crystal. Whoops, I didn't mark the right ones. I'll fix that in a second. But so I kill that guy to arm the tier 1 pull. It was green pendant eastern. Check this bush crab. Okay. And I always check lumberjack, especially if I'm trying to play safe, like in a placement seed. Okay, it's nothing. Now I want to arm a tier 2 pull. To do that, you have to kill 4 enemies. So I'm gonna kill this guy. Okay, tracker should be fixed. I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna walk around here, I'm gonna pick up this, throw it at that guy. That fake sword actually counts as an enemy. Okay, here's some bombs. So I killed 2 jelly guys, and a bird, and I killed the sword, so that's 4 things. So when I pull this tree in a second, it's gonna give me a tier 3 pull, actually, because I've taken no damage. Whether you choose tier 2 or tier 3, or if you got hit by accident on something, it really doesn't matter at all. They're both, they're both totally random in what they're gonna give you. Okay, so tier 3 is just green rupees. But I found bombs in the Lost Woods, so I'm just gonna continue to CAC. If I didn't find any bombs in the Lost Woods, I would have saved quit to Link's house, and then taken the south road to CAC. Farming the bushes on the way to get some extra bombs. But since bombs were easily attainable, I can just kind of do CAC in the very straightforward and intuitive way that most people would. So let's see what we find. Always getting these rupees here. Okay. Because I would really like to buy bombs. I need some kind of weapon for Mini Moldorm Cave. But also there's Bottle Merchant, so I'm kind of low on money. As it stands, I'm gonna have 93 rupees after this cave. If that doesn't change, I'm just gonna go back in and farm the pots to get to 100 rupees. Missed that rupee pickup there. A glove. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna buy bombs. Because I have nothing for Mini Moldorm Cave. And I think it's more important to have bombs than to buy bottle vendor here, which, you know, might just be junk anyway. So I'll spend my last bomb here. And then buy bombs, and unfortunately, we're probably skipping bottle merchant here. But, I mean, what else can we do? Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll find a 50 or more rupees in tavern, and then I'll just walk back and get bottle merchant. Not quite. Being only 20 away, or 17 even, that kind of stinks. But there's really no fast way to get 17 rupees from here, so I'm just gonna move on with my life. Take a peek at this. Okay. Oh, I wish I could take that. And then in modes like open cash boots, I always just look at this before committing to it, especially if I'm using bombs for Mini Moldorm Cave. Because I can save a bomb that way. Okay, so I'm gonna head to Mini Moldorm Cave next. To be honest, I should have just checked back of escape right now. It's probably not gonna matter, but as a habit, I like to check back of escape on the first save quit after getting the gloves. So I'm not taking my own advice right now, but it's, like, in all likelihood, that's just gonna be the thing I do after Ice Rod Cave with this route. So I don't think it's really gonna matter. I was either gonna do, like, back of escape followed by South Shore, or South Shore followed by back of escape. Because those are by far the two best options at the moment. Okay, I'm just gonna skip that. Don't really need higher pieces. Anyway, so by doing Dam to Mini Moldorm Cave 2 Ice Ride Cave, I'm kind of orphaning Agina, which I think is fine, even if you're trying to play safe. Agina is really slow, and ideally you can put it off until you have, like, the book. Alternatively, you could, like, skip the Dam, do Mini Moldorm Cave to Ice Ride Cave, and then later do Dam to Agina. I've done that in the past. I think it's okay. The problem I have with that route is, like, let's say I find the hammer soon and I have Dark World access, then I'm probably just not even going to check the Dam at all before going to Dark World, and then I'm going to be destroyed by anybody who found, like, the flute at the Dam, which is the much more common play in the metagame. Very, very few people would actually skip the Dam before going to Dark World, so... Like I said, I'm just trying to make solid choices, kind of play standard. Get a good time, but not necessarily a great time. Okay, so now let's do back of escape. Not a whole lot going on yet. Might just do front of escape after this. Uncle in front of escape. The options are not great. We've barely found any progression. Maybe we found Pearl and Glove, but those don't really unlock stuff until we have, like, full Dark World access. Okay, we have full Dark World access. And also worth mentioning, I still have not found the key or the map for Hyrule Castle. So that means the front of escape, even though it's like 4 item locations, it actually only has 2 items there, so that's pretty bad. But we have Dark World access. Let's the only portal we can go in is at CAC, so that's where we're headed next. And this is a good opportunity for me to unorphan Bottle Merchant, and I can also check Sick Kid while I'm at it. Since I got that bottle from Mini Moldorm Cave, I think. So the decision to skip Bottle Merchant in favor of getting bombs from the shop definitely seems to have worked out just fine. Even if I did already check Bottle Merchant, like let's say there's 300 rupees on Bottle Merchant, I checked it the first time in the village, and like everything else was held equal, I would still be making this walk just to check Sick Kid anyway, so it's not like I'm even losing time checking Bottle Merchant here. Alright. So we're gonna do a big old Dark World loop here. Let's check the map. Okay, my other pennant is Pod. And then Mire. And T-Rock, or the red crystals. Okay, so I always start with statue chests. The main reason for that being that the big key might be there. I don't really have very many items to work with here, so let's just kind of throw some pots at the berries. It's hard to do this room quickly without good equipment, or really any equipment. Patient. Okay. Okay, good enough. Let's actually get this. There's a full magic in that room. I should mention, I have the fire rod, so there is bridge chest here. I'm not gonna do it though. That's just going in a little too deep when I can't actually finish the dungeon yet because I have no sword. I don't want to backtrack out of there when I have to come back later anyway. But I should probably point out the fact that it is possible. Okay, there's our first item. And now, because I found a small key, I can go in here. Small key. Another small key. Whatever, I'll just take the damage. Big key. Okay. I have a lot of health already, which is nice. So now I just want to check big chest real quick, which is pretty awkward without a sword. I have the correct pixel memorized there. At this point, let's just take a death ward. So I was using select buffering to make sure I stood on the right pixel. Normally I would use the spin setup to stand as close to the ledge as possible, but that's not really an option if you don't have a sword. There's also item dash setups, but I don't have boots, so I can't do that either. Anyway, we found both items in Skull Woods, so we don't ever have to go back there except to get the crystal, which is kind of nice. Definitely want to check this. It's a sword. Okay, can't get that. That guy loves to just stop right in your way. It's really annoying. So we're just going to continue the Dark World loop here, all the way over to Hype Cave. Hype Cave is like the real prize doing this route. There's 5 items in there, which is a lot. We'll take a dip into Thieves Town, but having no item to kill blind, definitely don't want to go in further than doing the front 4 chests. damage there is actually fine, because I am going to Death Warp at the end of this. And if you don't have boots, you actually want to go this way. Oh, my guy got in my way, so I actually lost time, but... Oh, okay, this is getting a little bit close for comfort now. But again, I'm Death Warping at the end of this, so... We'll just think of it as I'm taking damage early and getting ready for the Death Warp. Let's jump under that guy, because he turned his head up. If I jumped left immediately, he might have killed me. Okay, we only found one item. We also found the small key, which puts, it guarantees that the attic is in logic. So, like, the hammer could be in the attic, for example, but still, with no way to kill blind, I'm definitely not going in further there. I'd also have to orphan big chest, which would kind of stink. Okay, the bow. Well, let's just do green pendant eastern. So let's keep going here. I barely have enough money for dig game. If I didn't, I could farm archery game right there. Alright. Really have not found much at all on this seed. Hopefully Hype Cave gives me something to work off of. So, you always want to think of your follow-up plan. By the way, I should point out, I did skip grabbing the smith. I could have grabbed the smith. Smith chain is really slow though, and I don't want to commit to doing that right now without the mirror, without the hammer to check hammer pegs. But I could have grabbed the smith and save and quit after Hype Cave to turn in the smith, but it's just really slow, and I got other options that I think are more likely to give me progression. Okay. So, I think it's time to go to Eastern. It feels like pretty much all the options are bad. But Green Pendant Eastern is at least clearable. The Green Pendant might be in logic because I have the Fire Rod. It's going to depend on where the big key is. There's also Saha, which is just 3 fast items. So if Saha has progression, like good progression, maybe like a flute. I guess the flute still wouldn't even do that much, but I could just save quit without actually committing to Eastern here. And in fact, if I was 100% committed to doing Eastern, I would not even be checking this first. I would do it after, because I have to come back to turn in the Green Pendant. Okay. But I would rather make sure there's no huge progression here before committing to doing a long pendant dungeon. It would have been perfectly valid to go to Front of Escape next as well. But like I mentioned earlier, there's only actually 2 checks in the front of Escape. There's also 2 at Uncle. So that's all 4 checks, whereas Saha plus Green Pendant Eastern, that's a total of 7. Not necessarily all of them are in Logic, but most of them would be. Everything in Saha, certainly. And then most of Eastern, it's going to depend on where the big key is here. Because the dark room on the right side, according to Big Key Chest, is not in Logic unless you have the lamp. Okay. So Armos and Green Pendant are in Logic, because with the Fire Rod you can do the North Dark Room. So far this is looking like a pretty terrible seed. But that's okay. Because it's a terrible seed for everybody involved. So, like, from a race perspective, you know, it doesn't really matter if seeds are good or bad. It's just about who does the best with the seed that you're dealt. Whether you do that by getting lucky or by executing well or both. Okay, 2 items already. This would probably be a good opportunity to just gamble big key chests. Maybe there's just an item in here anyway. There's not. Okay. I am gonna gamble big key chests. 2 reasons. Well, I guess really only 1 reason. It's out of Logic. Armos is in Logic. Green Pendant is in Logic. There's a chance the second item is just on Armos anyway. If the last item is not on Armos, then I at least know I'm not skipping my immediate next progression because Big Key Chest is out of Logic. So I know I said I wasn't really going to make skips and to try to play this conservatively. But I think this is a very, very safe skip to make here. I'm going to grab extra arrows even. So I have, like, very little equipment to work with. Okay, so I did skip an item. Which is kind of unfortunate. That could bite me in the butt. But there's a 50% chance the item wasn't even there, and if it was there, it was out of Logic. So I feel fine about this. Maybe I can get it back with Pod later or something. Hopefully it's just not an item that's important. Okay, that's at least Zora money. Zora is in Logic. But I think the clear next move here is just to do Front of Escape. There's Uncle, Front of Escape. Lump all that together. And then there's Mirrorless Smith Chain, which is terrible. And Agina, which is also pretty terrible. And Zora, which is probably my preferred option after Escape here. Because at least I can check the other stuff out of Logic on the way. It's actually fairly item dense. It's just only Zora. Only Zora's actually in Logic. Okay, the mirror was here the whole time. That makes me feel kind of bad. Because that means I missed out on Graveyard Ledge and K45. And to anyone that Uncle routed, that's good for them. And also, it would have made doing Smith Chain on my first Dark World loop way better. So that's pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. On the bright side, I don't have to Death Warp in here anymore. I was planning on doing that. If I had to. Also, I don't know why Ice Palace is yellow on my tracker. That seems like a bug. That is definitely not in logic at all. Okay, so I haven't found the small key or the map yet. These other two chests down here, Boomerang Chest and Zelda Cell, those are both locked by the small key, so that means the small key has to be in Dark Cross. Which means I can definitely skip Dark Cross. If the map is not in Boomerang Chest, I can actually just save quit right here, because the map would have to be in Zelda Cell. So that'd be kind of nice. Okay. Yeah, we're done. Okay, so I'm gonna try to follow the logic. I said Zora was okay, but now that I have the mirror, I can kind of wrap together every other logical check into a single route. Again, I would have been able to do this just in my initial Dark World route if I had the mirror, so it's unfortunate that I didn't find it yet. But I think this is still the best option given the circumstances. Because I can check Graveyard Ledge, then do Smith Chain, take the Purple Chest, turn that in, and then from there I can just check Agina, which is my only other logical check besides Zora left. And it's going to be a lot of slow walking, but it is what it is. Oh, also there's Thieves Town. I should not forget that Thieves Town is in logic, too. I'm still not going to go there, though. Not without a weapon to kill blind. That was not great movement right there on my part. Doing back of Thieves Town is like the absolute bottom of the barrel with what's left over here. Okay, I really don't even need that. I need 4 rupees. Oh, I'm gonna bonk. This is not good. Yeah, so you should really put this mirror portal either closer to the cliff or just have it further on the left. I kind of tried to put it on the left side, but I didn't put it over far enough. So that was a very unnecessary time loss. Okay. Glitch is done. Next we do Smith Chain. Can't do hammer pegs, unfortunately. We're still gonna have to make another trip back here for Thieves Town anyway. So we'll do Cave 45 on the way to turning in the Purple Chest, and then Agina. And if I still don't have anything by then, the follow-up is going to be Zora. And if I still don't have anything then, I am last locating the back of Thieves Town. And honestly, I'll feel just fine doing so. Not here. Because going further into Thieves Town with this equipment would be crazy. Maybe someone does it in a big race. There's always a few crazy people. Maybe someone god routes it and that's fine. Like I said, I'm not trying to get the best time, I'm trying to get a good time. I did not need to go back in the Dark World. I don't know why I did that. I could have just kept walking after Cave 45. So, don't do that. And I chose not to look at Desert Ledge here. The reason I did that is because knowing there's an item, like a good item there or not, isn't really going to impact my decision on going to desert, I think. I don't know. I guess maybe I should have checked it because it is a pendant. But I mean, if Flute is my desert access, I'm checking it anyway when I'm doing Mire Shed and whatnot. Okay, so we're gonna do some technical stuff here. I want to go to Zora next. I'm gonna do so by doing a splash delete. Bombos is on the island. That's maybe important. So I'm checking Hobo on the way just because I can. Obviously, this is flipper locked. I won't go too into detail about what I just did to trigger the fake flipper. I actually have a tutorial all about Splash Delete that is probably posted somewhere. I know it's in the Tark Resources channel. It's kind of advanced, to be honest. But I had to drown some bombs because I know earlier in the run I killed Armos using the bow, which probably set my Ancilla search index to a bad value. So I had to drown bombs to set it to 0, and then I did the Splash Delete with 2 bombs and 3 arrows. That might not make any sense, and that's fine if it doesn't make sense. It's pretty complicated. Because we have the Moon Pearl, we can check these items. The fake flippering in and walking out. It's a pretty great trick. That doesn't make sense. And, let's dump this B. Oh. There's really no avoiding that. I got a fairy. Out of logic, Blue Cane. Okay, so I can check. I can look at Zora Ledge. If it's a good item, I can get it with Splash Delete again. It's not. So that's a load off my mind. I'm trying to walk in the deep water, but the Zoras are being really annoying. Okay. So we are last locating Thieves Town. Funnily enough, I actually have a weapon for blind now. The Blue Cane. So that's cool. If I didn't have the Blue Cane, I would probably sequence break Old Man first. I don't know if I would check Spec Rock Cave. The idea being, you have to rescue Old Man eventually anyway. If Flute is late, then you're not really losing any time checking Old Man earlier. You would lose time, though, if Flute is early. But maybe Old Man would have a weapon to kill blind, but I have one now, so it's fine. Now that I think about it more, I don't think I would have done that anyway. I think I would have just gone here. At this point, the progression has to be here. Now I'm grabbing this just in case the hammer's in the attic or in blind cell, which at this point it seems fairly likely. The progression is definitely in one of those two chests, and the hammer seems like a pretty good candidate for what the next progression is going to be. You could skip that pot key, in theory, because you don't necessarily need the key for big chests if you don't have the hammer anyway. But I don't want to needlessly skip the big chest if the hammer is here. So that's why I grabbed the key. Okay, there it is. Interesting. Huh. Okay, so hammer gives us logical access to East Ark World, so we can go to Pod. Pod with no lamp. There's also Pyramid Ledge, Catfish. You could also sequence break and do Ice Palace. That seems crazy though, with only the Fire Rod and the hammer for Gold Stair. So definitely not doing that. I could sequence break the mountain. Get a lot of stuff. Do I want to do that? Maybe. I think I do want to do the mountain next. Anyway. So we'll do Burn a Blind. Actually, let's start with Hammer. And I'll switch to Burna. You can kill Blind with only one magic bar on Burna. It's pretty tight. Be a little more judicious with my magic this way. Okay. Now since I'm in the neighborhood, I'll check hammer pegs, and then I think I will sequence break the mountain. There's so much stuff on the mountain. It's all either locked by the lamp or the flute. And the flute is something I need to beat the game. The lamp is something I don't need. So if I end up just skipping the lamp, that's fine. But it's not fine to skip the flute. So I just have to keep in mind whatever I find on Death Mountain is locked by either the lamp or the flute. Oh. Okay then. Well, let's just go turn that on right now. Then we'll go to the mountain. A really small thing. When you activate the flute, it kind of triggers the cooldown for summoning the bird. So if you're gonna flute again right away, you can either item dash with the flute, or you can just quick swap really quickly and use it. Like that. That made the duck come a lot faster than if I just stood there and kept mashing Y. Okay, I got like very little to work with here, so I'm just gonna use bombs. And then I can muscle memory most of this. I'm spamming quick swap to tell when I walk through the door. because you can't quick swap during screen transitions. At this point, I'm on the slope. I should be pretty close to the end. Yep. Okay. And this is just something you'll end up doing it like 100 times. You'll be able to do it. I would like to say with your eyes closed, but that's kind of the idea, right? You can't see anything. Boots. What is that? Shield. Okay. And the boots could have been obtained a lot earlier, which makes me a little bit sad. Because the mirror was just on Uncle, and then you could have sequence broken this section of the mountain very easily, just using the glove. So I could have had this a long time ago, but... I mean, well, it is what it is. I feel justified in my routing choices up till this point, so it's fine. I probably should be dashing a little bit more than I am. Kind of forgetting I have the boots. Big key has to be in the basement here, so we're just gonna do it. I want to be lazy. Failed. I failed at being lazy. Still no sword. Which is pretty annoying. This is actually kind of hard to not take damage here, but it's fine. This is pretty tricky seed for a mentor tournament. Placement seed. I will say that. Okay, I want to bomb jump here. Once again, this is something I would use the sword to do a spin setup. But I don't have one, so... It's another visual cue I just have memorized, so I know if I'm standing in the right spot or not when I put down the bomb. But I want to select buffer just to make sure I don't walk into the pit on accident. Okay, moving on. So we're gonna do Spiral Cave, come up through Paradox, go in the TR portal, Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot Cave. Spike Cave at the end. This is shaping up to be a hover situation with Hookshot Cave. For the purpose of this video, I am not going to hover. Normally I would, but that is not something I expect anyone... Okay, that's important. Anyone in Mentor Tournament to be able to do, and I don't think it's something you should bother learning for a very long time. So I'm just not going to do it. You don't need to hover to be good at rando. Don't let anyone make you think otherwise. Because I have the mirror, I am entering this cave from this side. So anyway, I found the lamp. The entire mountain is either lamp or flute locked. Oh wait, I already have the flute. What am I talking about? Never mind. Forget I said anything. I was ruminating on this plan to sequence break the mountain for such a long time, I forgot that I'm actually doing it in logic now. So it's actually really not important at all. I just found the lamp. Okay, I gotta do another bomb jump. For this one, I'll show off the item dash strat. This is pretty technical. Okay, I'm not even doing it right, but I ended up on the right pixel anyway, so I guess it's fine. Flippers. I can get those. TR requires Quake. I have Quake. I have Quake, but I don't have a sword, so I can't actually open it yet. Not that I could do anything in there, even if I could. Little trick there, I tap left briefly after exiting the stairs and then I dash down. I think there's a few different ways to do that, but that sets you up on a good pixel so that you can actually just dash out the door and you won't bonk. And then let's not forget the flippers are on the island. I'm very low on bombs. I barely have enough bombs for this. And Flippers puts Burna in logic. So Spike Cave is actually in logic as well. The reason I stepped into that little ledge thing before mirroring there is it sets up something called a quick warp, and I think that saves a little bit of time. Versus just mirroring somewhere else. So I'm just gonna let all my hearts drain before I start using magic. Just to save magic. Magic's more valuable than hearts, because I'm about to save quit anyway. And get most of my hearts back. Okay, let's start at Sank, because there's these boots checks over here that I can knock out now. And honestly, I think I'm going to Ice Palace. It's a crystal I can beat. But the boss fight's gonna be tough. In fact, I should just buy potions. Let's see, is there anything else worth doing first? I don't think so. It's kind of hard to dash this part if you don't have a sword. Yeah, we're gonna do ice. No, we're not. We're gonna do... This is kind of weird. We're gonna do Pyramid Fairy Catfish into ice. I want something to make Ice Palace a little bit better if I can help it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to help it. Pyramid Fairy is probably never going to happen. At this rate, it looks like my go mode is gonna be probably the Cane or Ice Rod, which means Pyramid Fairy is not ever going to be in logic. That's like the main thing I think about when choosing to go to the Pyramid. It's like, can I pair this with Pyramid Fairy later? If Pyramid Fairy is never going to happen, then why not do it now, I guess? I mean, it's still pretty slow, but... And Catfish is slow too. But I can mirror here and buy the potions that I wanted anyway. So I'm gonna buy the green. I'm gonna use it right away. Just fill up, and I'll buy another green. I could have bought a blue, but I might still have to pay for pod at some point. I also want to... Oh, I guess I could have just bought the bombs in that store, actually. I was thinking I would buy an upgrade from... Upgrade Fairy. I guess either is fine. The shop would have been a little bit faster, but maybe having the extra 5 bomb capacity would be useful. Probably won't, to be honest. But anyway, that's kind of a lot of stuff to pay for, so I don't want to go too crazy spending my rupees. Okay, so now we just swim over to ice. Alternatively, to get to ice, I could have gone in the Dark World by Link's house. And then gotten that Bombos from the island. I know I don't need Bombos for TR at least. And it's not even usable without a sword yet. So it probably wouldn't be useful for ice. This is gonna be really annoying. Yeah, this is a tough seed, for sure. Use bomb strats in here. It's a really good strat to learn. I highly recommend it. No Cane of Samaria, so we can't do Icebreaker. Let's see, let's do this, I guess. If I was mentoring someone in this seed, I'm not really sure what I would tell them to do, to be honest, because this is honestly just a very hard seed. Right there, I did the item dash setup. Let's just play this safe. What am I gonna do in this room? I guess bombs. I don't know how to do the hammer thing in here. That would have been a cool strat, though. Okay. God, this is weird. We're gonna go this way. I guess. I don't know. I'll be honest. This is a really low percent Ice Palace, and I'm not really sure the best way to route this. I think this is actually a really bad idea, now that I think about it. Well, no, maybe it's fine. I have to do a bomb jump in here. The theme of this seed has been, what is it? Is this fine? Or do we need to be one more? Oh, I gotta be one more. I haven't done this one in forever, to be honest. This is, I think it's actually just the Paradox bomb jump, but backwards. Oh, that didn't work. Oh god. Dash turn here. I think this should be right. I don't know if I've ever done that without a sword before, if I'm being honest. What am I talking about? Sorry. I'm, like, concentrating very hard on the seed now, because this is so strange. In hindsight, it might have been better just to, like, skip these chests. There's only one item left. Well, there was one in Iced Tea, though. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, there's the big key. Ice Palace is really slow without Samaria if there's not a key in that very first chest. Well, I used a lot more magic than I would have liked. I guess it's okay. So I still have a green potion and I still have a fairy. So I'll get in as many shots as I can. Still need 4 more. I'm gonna try to knock him to the left side. Okay, it was a little bit off. Try to get in some splash damage. That was not great. And we're just gonna get hammered. If I wanted to be really safe, I would be hugging the top wall, because that way the little ice things that drop do not split. But I had a fairy, so I didn't feel like I needed to be safe. I did take the fairy revive, which is not ideal, but whatever. Okay, the cane. Interesting. I would be able to do Mire if I had a sword. I guess let's still go to the Mire area. I think that's the best option. And I ended up using 12 bombs there. It's pretty crazy. So I guess buying the upgrade actually was the better idea in the end. Okay, what does Mire require? Either. We have either. That means we officially don't need to get Bombos, which again is on the island. Mushroom is another fetch quest I can do. Let's go... check this first. I don't want to commit to desert yet. Okay. That's... I mean, it lets us read Ped, and it lets us read the 2 tablets that still require 2 swords. So we might need it later, but I don't know. Now I'll finally look at Desert Ledge. I probably should have looked at this a while ago. Okay. Now we'll do Pendant Desert. Or at least the front. I don't know if I will kill Landmo if he has an item. That's pretty slow. To be honest, I think I would probably skip. But let's see what we find. Hopefully the other item's on the right side here, and we just don't have any reason to kill Landmo anyway. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna skip Landmo for now. It's pretty easy to get back here. It's just a flute to 6 and a mirror. Let's check this mushroom first, and I think I'll go to Pod. Pod is fairly dense. Oh, the cape. Okay, that basically means sword. So I'm definitely gonna go get that sword. And then while I'm there, I guess that's probably as good a time as any to kill Mothula. Which we have to do at some point, just for the crystal. Okay, so over an hour into the seed, we're finally gonna get the first sword. Jeez. This is pretty brutal. That's a strat I like doing on that screen, just bonk into the rock. It kind of baits the crow right in front of you, and then you can kill him with the hammer or the hook shot or something. Okay, now we can actually kill Mothula, finally. Oh god. Let's just walk. It's not good. And after Mothula, I can check Ped. Let's see, what pendants do we have? We can do Pod, we can do... Yeah, so Ped is actually in logic. So this could be some useful information. We still need the hookshot, the ice rod, and one more sword for go mode. It's a pretty good fight. Oh yeah, we can do Mire now as well. I forgot to mark it, but it does need Ether. That boss is not going to be fun. Well, it won't be that bad. But that is a crystal I can do, so I should definitely go there next. Okay, pet is dead. Let's go to Mire. And after Mire, I'll probably kill Anmo. Because once Mire is done, there's never going to be an excuse to come back here anyway, so... It's sort of like the last call on doing Landmo efficiently. Gonna do this. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Key. So when I wrote Mire, I always like to put off cutscene chest as much as I can because it's so slow. I haven't found any items yet. Oh, I also just broke Spooky. Which I probably shouldn't have done, but whatever. So I'm gonna check this. Although, you know what? No, let's just do cutscene now. Cutscene cannot have a small key in it. I don't know. Whatever. Just forget I said anything. I'm still missing 2 items, so there's a pretty high chance there's an item in here. I think maybe if Compass Chest was an item, I would have continued on to other things, but since it wasn't, I'll just do this now, not double back later. Okay, so there was an item. We'll check this one first, I guess. Maybe skip Big Chest. Okay, so I can skip Big Chest. The problem is I don't have any keys, so to actually get to the boss, I'm gonna have to go this way. So maybe that actually wasn't a good idea. I'm not sure. It's been a stingy key layout for some reason. Okay, I want the magic. I kind of messed up Spooky already. But to be honest, I kind of want magic for the boss anyway. So I want to use the cape a little bit. But I do have a green potion, so... I don't think it's the worst thing in the world that I'm not actually doing spooky here. If that ever happens, it's okay, the switch will blink. Once the screen transition finishes. Okay, so I have 30 arrows. It's not quite enough to kill the boss entirely. So I'm going to use tape with some spins to handle like half the eyeballs, and then everything else will be done with the bow. Oh, I just walked into the lightning. I have a lot of life, so it doesn't really matter. Just walked in the goo also. Okay, so no progression here. Ugh. Yeah. So now we'll go finish Landmo. And then we will finally dip Pod. Pendant Pod. If you're going straight to the back, this is actually the best way to mirror there. You don't see this too often. Most people go around the left because they are more interested in the west entrance of Desert. But, if you're just going straight to the back, you can take that little right side. It's a little bit faster, and you can also do a quick warp if you cancel your dash like I did by going straight down, and then mirroring. That is used in the ADRMG speedrun. And let's see, we'll just use Lamp here. I wasted a shot, which means I'm gonna lose a Fire Rod shot. So it's unfortunate, but I still have 6 shots, so I can still one cycle. Okay. We got it. And actually, well, let's take a magic refill. A weird little quirk, you can actually mirror after getting the item in this boss arena specifically, and the one in Eastern. So because I know I don't need the pendant, could have just mirrored and then fluted to skip the fanfare. But I was low on magic, so I think there's something to be said about getting the magic refill. That is like a very, very niche optimization, though, that will almost never come up. So if you don't know that, it's fine. So we'll do Pod next, and then after that, I can mirror and finish Eastern. Can get that chest I orphaned. I'll feel pretty bad if there was something there, because I think the skip I made earlier was very safe. And I think the odds are still in my favor that it was a good skip. But I will do that check after this if I don't find significant progression in Pod. The main thing I want would be the hook shot or the ice rod. Also, don't dash there. That's bad. Don't do what I do. there's a key in there, always check big key chests. That's what I say. Found 3 keys so far. This music is very scary. I'm getting very scared right now. I always lift up the wrong pot here. I always lift that one up. I wanted arrows. There's more arrow pots in here, though, I can do. Okay, this was... Or, no, there's still another chest. Let's just take all that stuff. Okay, so 4 keys in the front, as typical. I can do a trick here called Auto Stair Extension, which is kind of strange. Also, because I already have the big key, I can just do a hammer jump here and save some time. Always make sure you have a spare small key when you're doing this, though. You don't want to get stuck in here. Unless it's the last thing you're doing. Then it's fine. Master Sword, okay. I can actually do the tablets now. If I want. There's 2 items left. Master Sword, obviously I needed it to beat the game, but it doesn't do very much otherwise. I mean, the tablets are very isolated. So I'm not chomping at the bait to go check those. Chomp. That's not the phrase. Chomping at the bit? Chomping at the bait? I don't know. Okay, only 1 item left. Actually, I think it's on the boss, because I still have to find another key. I think it actually would have been a little bit faster to mirror from the basement, knowing that this is a key. Wait, no, I have all the items. Ah, what am I doing? Oh no, I miscounted. Okay, that was bad. At least I realized it before I killed the boss, but... yeah, obviously, once you get the last item in there, knowing that Pet is dead, you just want to leave right away. And now, like I said, I'm gonna finish this. And this is a slow check to come back to, but remember, it was a 50-50 chance that, you know, it was, like, actually a coin flip. If the last item was on Armos, or if it was in Big Key Chest. And on average, the actual time, like, the time delta, it works out to be that they're pretty much equal. So... I forget what it is exactly. But if you just go back into Eastern after losing the gamble, you pretty much save the same amount of time and on average as doing the gamble and winning. I think what I just said literally made no sense, but hopefully you understand what I mean. Now, I didn't walk immediately back into Eastern. When I did the gamble, I did a mirror from pod, so I think that maybe lost a little bit more time. Oh, the Ice Rod. That is a horrible place for that to be, but now it gives me an obvious next move, which is to go to Turtle Rock. Okay, so... that's probably really bad for me, because now I did pod. Come on, man. I did pod for nothing. If I didn't make that Eastern gamble, I would have gone to TR way sooner. So I'm probably actually feeling pretty bad about my position in this race. I said I was going to try to be really conservative. And maybe it's poetic justice that the one skip I made, even though I think it was very safe, actually it still hurt me. Maybe I should have just done it in the first place. Anyway, we're in hookshot go mode now. Oh god, please get out of my way. Okay. And now, I'm actually happy I didn't hover earlier, because the hookshot cannot be in Hookshot Cave, of course. At least not in the hover chests. I'm actually hoping at this point that the hookshot is in Swamp. Because if the hookshot is not just in Turtle Rock, then even if I had the Ice Rider early, I still would have ended up going to Pod before going to Swamp. Because right now I'm feeling, oh god, you almost hit me. I'm feeling bad about doing Pod. So I want the hookshot to be somewhere even worse than Pod. If it's just on the path, then I'm probably losing to a lot of people who didn't make the Eastern skip. By the way, if you have the mirror, it's faster to do this check first in TR. So you can just mirror after this. Otherwise, you should do them in the opposite order. Also, what I said about Pyramid Fairy earlier, well, Pyramid Fairy is actually going to be in the equation again. I thought my go mode would likely be something locking at least one of Mire and TR, but in fact, my go mode is the hookshot, which is locking Swamp. So, Pyramid Fairy is an option after this, and probably the best option. Oops, I don't have a key. I mean, after this, it's Pyramid Fairy, or it's Bombos Tablet, or it's Hookless Swamp. Hookless Swamp is very, very bad. So I think the route that would make the most sense after this would be just do Pyramid Fairy, then do Bombos Tablet, then run over to Swamp after that. Make that the last location. If you get bunnied here, little tip, as soon as you pop out of the pipe here, tap A to do a little boots dust, and you can move faster than waiting out the bunny poof animation. Let's see, do I have enough magic to kill the Pokies? And also use Cane of Samaria where I need it? I think I do. Pretty sure I do. Yeah. Well, let's take that. No, I definitely do. Being one item from go mode, in this situation, I prefer to check the TR big chest first. And then I'll check Mimic Cave. Because Mimic Cave is pretty slow. So, you know, worst case scenario, if I'm doing both of these, I did just lose a little bit of time by taking 2 extra screen transitions. But Mimic Cave is so much slower than TR Big Chest, I think it's still worth it to check Big Chest first. As long as you're one item from go. No. Alright then. So let's go mode. I'm still sitting on Master Sword Silverless Ganon, which is not great, but I'm pretty comfortable with Ganon, so I'm probably not going to open anything that's not on the same screen as me. So for example, if there's a key in this chest and I'm skipping Laser Bridge, I am just not going to check anything on Laser Bridge. It's not. So I have to do Laser Bridge. So since I'm going to Laser Bridge anyway, I will check every chest just in case there's a bow or a sword there. Because even if you're like fast, you know, it's still just faster to have better weapons for Ganon, and it can still save time, no matter how good you are. And to be honest, my Master Sword Ganon is not great. Like, I know I won't die doing it, but I'm certainly not the fastest at it. Okay, so there's my key. Like I said, I'm going to open everything here. If you don't know how to do these laser skips, I highly recommend learning it. I mean, I could just use Burn on here if I had to. Tap Magic is definitely nice. Very underrated item, honestly. It's kind of a wide dash. Okay. So I kind of got the strat. Problem is, I hesitated. I didn't menu the Fire Rod in time, so I had to wait out the explosion before it started killing Blue Head. But that's kind of the strat you want to aim for on Master Sword. Alright, so we gotta go back and do do Swamp. For the crystal before GT. Oh, silvers. Okay, so that significantly speeds up the Ganon fight. So, at this point, I'm not gonna open any chests unless they are really, really free. Yeah, this is a really slow seed, honestly. It's already almost an hour and a half in. On pace for like a 140. I don't play open that much, to be honest, but for me personally, 140 is usually an indicator that it was a pretty stinky seed. To go mode swamp, I'm gonna be skipping every chest, almost. Except probably Diver Down. And I think that's it. I'm just gonna skip everything else. There's no reason to grab this key. So I'll open these ones in case there's a sword, just because they're right there. I might still just find a sword while looking for the GT big key anyway. So like waterfall chest, I'm not bothering with. Skipping that one, even though that one is also pretty fast. Just missed the 2 cycle, or the 1 cycle, rather. And at this point, it's actually faster just to save and quit to the mountain instead of mirroring and fluting to 1. Hungry. So there's 2 different ways to get to GT, really. You can either climb up Paradox and go in the TR portal, or you can go in this one. I recommend doing this one. They are almost equal. This one is like a second or 2 slower, but you don't have to worry about dead rocks. So usually I'll go this way if I don't have powder. I like having powder as a safety against dead rocks. But like really, you could just go this way every single time, and that is completely valid, and you will never have to worry about getting stuck behind dead rocks on the Light World screen at the top of DM. They love to be annoying there. Whoops, I didn't do that right. It's a nice little item dash strat you can do with silvers there to get that guy out of your way. If you have tempered sword or gold sword, you can just dash. Master sword though, if you dash into a Lionel, it'll just hurt you, so you don't really want to do that. For GT routing, I should have hookshot out right now. I like to do the DM route, as it's known. It's just very solid. So that's when you go left first, and then you mirror after Stalfos room. And then you go right. DM route is good because you're not really going to get destroyed by any one particular big key placement. Okay, nice tempered sword. Keys. 1 key. And now we can go this way. So if big key is here, you lose a little bit of time to people going right first, which is fine. If there was no small key here, and the big key is in compass room, you would save a lot of time. Always do tile room last. It's not worth it. And because I have 3 keys, I can safely mirror here. I don't need to get the key from the next room. If I only had 2 keys, I would get the key in the next room and then mirror after getting it. Otherwise, it might be in a situation where I find the big key and I don't have a small key for climb, which is very bad. But if you have 3 keys, you're good. I could not find another key. What? How did I miss? I could not find another key and I would still be fine. Rang's your best friend in these rooms. You can use it there too. I think it doesn't really matter if you hook sugar boomerang. I forgot to do it, but it's a good idea, like, in that room when you're just walking around opening chests. Just have the mirror already equipped, so that if you do find the big key there, you don't just, like, stand still quick swapping to mirror afterwards. I forgot to do it, but normally I would. Not that it mattered, because I didn't find the mirror. But if you ever find yourself just, like, standing still, quick swapping, you probably missed an opportunity to quick swap somewhere else. As you can see, I have my one key, so even though I found no small keys after Hope Room, I still have one for the climb after finding big key. But if I only had 2 small keys when I was in Hope Room, I would be in a very bad situation right now. So, GT Climb, you can save so much time over other people by just having good execution in these rooms. For example, that is bad what I just did. I get hit by the Igor. These rooms are all very difficult. Well, maybe I shouldn't say they're very difficult, but there's a lot of room for skill expression. So if you're going to practice execution somewhere in the game, this is probably the best place to do it. This is not ideal. It wasn't actually that bad. Setup I like to do for silvers in this room is bonk off this wall and move like about 2 pixels up. It's in a good spot, vertically speaking. This room you want to move a little bit to the right before you start your dash. Like about here, that should be safe. Don't need any magic. I do need a key though, so I will kill this guy. Oh, that's not good bomb placement. Needless to say, there's no reason to open any chests at this point. I mean, maybe Gold Sword to make Ganon free, but with good execution, Gold Sword is not any faster than Tempered Sword Ganon. I like to have the cape here sometimes, or some RNGs. It's kind of nice. Oh, baby. Oh, man. That could have been a 2-cycle. Look how that music just cuts out. And if there's one boss fight you should practice, 100,000,000%, it's Ganon. With various different sets of equipment, too. I like to hit him 13 times just in case I miscount or something. Miscount, or maybe the first hit was too early and it didn't actually count. What I did right there is really dangerous. It's probably a little too dangerous, to be honest. But it's okay. And that's it. So this seed sucked a lot. It's probably a good one for a placement seed, to be honest, because I'm sure it really stretched a lot of the mentees to the limit. Yeah, I definitely don't think I would have done that well if this was like a race. Mostly because of the pod situation. The Eastern big key chest skip. Also, not having the mirror on my first Dark World trip was kind of bad. But I think I executed pretty well, so, you know, at the end of the day, that's still gonna get you pretty good placements. And I stand behind my route. I don't think I made any major errors, except for miscounting items in pod. That was a pretty careless loss of probably 15 to 20 seconds. Yeah. Bad seed. Really bad seed. So, I hope people find this useful, maybe. Whether I said something helpful or it's just useful to compare to somebody else who's been doing this for a while. There you go. And I'll probably do one of these for the other placement seed as well, the Cash Boot seed, but probably not right now, because I'm kind of tired of Rando at the moment. So, have a good day, everybody. See you later.